What is going on, guys? Miles here and welcome to my guide to Season 7 in Fortnite Battle Royale, where in this video I'll be covering all of the significant changes which were made in the transition from Season 6 to Season 7 today. Before I get into the video, first I will play the trailer which Epic Games made for Season 7 because I thought it was pretty cool and it shows off some of the features in Season 7 in a cinematic way. So let's take a look at this trailer and afterwards I'll talk a lot more about the update. So the ending in particular to that trailer was interesting to say the least. It was a bit odd, but let's take a look at some of the changes made in Season 7. And the first one I'm going to go over isn't exactly Battle Royale, but I thought I'd mention it anyway because I think it's really significant. Because now when you launch up Fortnite, you won't just see Save the World and Battle Royale on the front page. There will also be a third option called Creative Mode. And this is kind of like Playgrounds, but except it's going to be a lot better. And it's kind of a mix between like Fortnite and Minecraft because there's so many different possibilities with this mode because you can basically create anything you want. And the good thing about this is that you can get your own server for Creative Mode just by buying the Battle Pass, which I think most people in this video are going to do anyway. So this is going to be a lot of fun and I think the potential for this is absolutely amazing. But heading back to the actual Battle Royale section, I guess a good place to start this video would be with the map of Season 7, which I'll put an image up on screen right now. As you can see, there are a lot of big changes in Season 7 when compared to Season 6. It looks like 2 of the previous locations have been removed, which are Flush Factory as well as Greasy Grove. I would say those locations weren't really that popular anyway, so I'm not too sad to see them go. I never really went to those 2 locations myself, but in response to that, we have 3 new locations. We have Happy Hamlet, which is basically in the same area as Flush Factory in Season 6, kind of on the southern side of the map, and this place is pretty interesting. There are a lot of buildings and they are all really close together, so there's going to be a lot of close quarters combat if you do drop in this area, and I think shotguns are absolutely going to dominate here. And when I was just running around these areas in playground mode, just seeing what they were like, Happy Hamlet seemed to be pretty stacked with loot, so I would guess this area has the best loot out of all the new locations, but I did only do a little bit of testing, so I'm not 100% sure. The second new location we have is called Polar Peak, and this is kind of in the middle of the entire snow region. And when I went to this area, there wasn't a ton of like buildings or any loot really. There was a little bit, but it definitely wasn't on par with Happy Hamlet. But the one thing this area does have, as you would guess by the name, is a pretty good high ground advantage. You can see pretty much anywhere when you are on Polar Peak, so that could be pretty useful to some players. The final new location is Frosty Flights, which can be found on the very west side of the map, and this area is kind of like a low ground area. There's not a ton of loot once again, but the one thing this area does have is a lot of planes, which are a new feature in Season 7, and these planes are a lot of fun to use. The official name for them are the X4 Stormwing planes, as they can hold 1 pilot as well as 4 passengers. And these planes are a lot of fun to use. They have a boost feature similar to the quad bikes, and they also have a light machine gun attached to the front as well, which sounds a little bit overpowered, but when I was just messing about, it didn't seem that broken. and this light machine gun can also overheat, but it can make for a lot of fun if you're having like dogfights in 2 different planes. So they were the main changes made to the map in Season 7. As you can see, Shifty Shafts and the Viking area are in the snow area, but they haven't really been changed. They've just kind of been redesigned a little bit with the snow features, but you can still go to those locations in game and you'll be fine. Of course, with the new season comes a new battle pass as well, and this is fairly standard for your battle passes in Fortnite, so I'm not going to spend a ton of time going over all of the rewards in this battle pass because they are kind of similar to the previous seasons. But one main new feature in these battle passes are an item called wraps, which you can now unlock, and these are basically weapon camos you can use, which I think can be really cool, but a few of the weapon camos I found don't look that amazing. But this is a starting point for these weapon camos, and they will probably improve in the future. In this season there are a bunch of upgradable outfits. At level 1 you can get an outfit called Zenith, which has 7 different styles, and you can unlock different styles either by gaining XP or completing weekly challenges. At level 1 we also have another outfit called Lynx, and this one works fairly similar to Zenith because you unlock it at level 1. There are 7 different upgrades and you can upgrade them by either completing weekly challenges or gaining XP. At level 23 you can get an outfit called Sergeant Winter, and this has 3 different styles, and to unlock all of the different styles you need to complete 14 daily challenges. At level 47 you can get an outfit called Powder, which hasn't got any upgradable styles, and I'm not a huge fan of this one, probably won't really use it to be honest. But for level 71 we have another outfit called Trog, and I think this one does look pretty amazing. At level 87 you can get an outfit called Onesie, which I do think looks pretty good actually. And finally, for reaching level 100 there is an outfit called the Ice King, which has 4 different styles, and to unlock all the different styles you need to outlive 25,000 opponents, which will take like 250 games if you win every single game, so it will take quite a while to max out this outfit, but it does look pretty good. So that was a quick summary of the battle pass, and finally let's take a look at some of the gameplay changes. One new feature around the map, you can find these things called zip lines, and these don't work the same way as normal zip lines because you can go either way on these zip lines, meaning you can go up a cliff on a zip line in this game, which doesn't really make a lot of sense, but it will be very useful in game I imagine. The balloons item has been updated, so now you can actually use items and weapons whilst you have balloons equipped, so I would say that's a pretty good change overall, because prior to this patch I felt like balloons were pretty useless, but now they might actually be kind of useful for mobility. The crosshair for the scoped assault rifle as well as the thermal assault rifle have been updated. Hopefully they will look a little bit better now. And finally, a bunch of items have been vaulted in this season. Shadow stones, porta forts, chillers, clingers, double barrel shotguns as well as shockwave grenades have all been vaulted with the release of Season 7. Overall, I'm kind of happy that most of these items have been vaulted, but I'm going to be sad to see shockwave grenades gone. Even though they weren't like super useful, I still enjoyed using them in game, but I guess there wasn't really a point using them just because there were just so many other better items. But there we have it, that is my summary on the changes which were made with the introduction of Season 7 today in Fortnite Battle Royale, as well as the new creative mode which you can play as well if you have the Battle Pass. Overall, I am really impressed with what Epic Games have done. They always seem to just blow it out of the park when these new seasons are added into the game, and I really can't wait to check out this massive snowy area which they introduced just today. Let me know what you think of these changes down in the comments below, and if you found this video useful, leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more, but I'll see you guys in another video.